Hello. My name's Mike WeWynne.
To video games.
No, we are not. Hello, Tim Rogers.
I'm just kidding. Okay, start over. I'm so sorry. That was my fault.
My name's Mike WeWynne.
And I'm Aimee WeWynne.
And this is We Discuss, the podcast brought to you by WeWynne.
What kind of laugh was that?
Which one? No, I don't know. It's probably one of those One Piece characters. There's 15,000 people on that show.
I literally thought of a One Piece character.
I think that's I think the Shishi is Gecko Mori is one of my favorite people. He's a villain. He's the shadow guy from the Halloween episodes. I call them the Halloween episodes. It's the Thriller Bark. It's literally an island boat thing that's filled with zombies, or quote-unquote zombie-like people. So, Aimee WeWynne, this is our inaugural episode.
Nailed it.
Schnailed it. Inaugural episode where we will be discussing life.
Things.
Everything.
Stuff.
It's not called We Discuss for nothing. I don't know if you can hear yourself.
But
I can hear when you're not in front of the mic.
I'm going to have a really hard time with this.
That's going to be my laugh for this podcast is going to be
Right now, some real shit's going down.
Like what?
Just like everything.
The fact that we are surviving or survivors of eviction or your dad dying post-COVID.
Yeah,
not even of COVID.
He didn't die of COVID, which I thought was going to get him. He was in the hospital for it.
And I was
like, that's it. It's going to happen. And then it didn't. And I was like, oh shit, he went home and he was fine. And then what was it? Only a few months later, and then he died.
It's weird. I know this is all over the place. This is our inaugural podcast. So for the beginning, hey, you're just getting to know us, right?
Aimee, Mike, what's up? A lot of stuff happened in the past few years.
A lot of stuff.
So we can recap a little bit.
Yeah, let's recap. I was looking up. Okay, I'm going to throw this out there because people don't understand, don't know. Can you die from bed bugs?
You looked that shit up?
I did. I looked it up recently.
Oh my God.
If I had my search history of my phone, which I'm using as a camera right now, I would look it up.
Yuck.
The point, you obviously know why I did that, because your dad.
Well, we're going to be talking about a lot of weird shit on this. And what better way to start this off than with a story? So my dad died 2 summers ago. And I ended up having to, I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to happen.
You know what?
We ended up having
to go. Let's preface this before this, right? Everybody survived COVID. That shit sucked.
Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Well, okay. It's like 2 million people beg to differ, Mike. It's 2020. We survived COVID. At least we survived COVID.
Okay, let's go
we
back.
We offer to buy our house that we have been living in
for at that point
8 years,
7.
About to be 9. No, it was 7 years.
It was 7 years. We were there for 7 years, and we were like, you know what? I want to buy chickens. And then I was like, you know what?
We're like, hey, let's grow some. Yeah, let's have some chickens. We'll have our own eggs. This will be great. This is before the egg famine of whatever bird flu that made the eggs go all the way up. So we talked to our landlord, who said, yes, we will sell you that house, because guess what? We just sold one of our other properties, and we're going to move to Montana. Good old Montana. And then what happens? He's like, all right, yeah, we'll get some paperwork drawn up. We get the paperwork drawn up.
We start the process. And then
we had a contract He just needed to sign it. We already signed it. And then he says,
I have all this stuff that I have to do with my wife and all this stuff.
Yeah, my wife is in the middle of workers' comp. Aimee she passes the praxis, goes to get a job as a teacher. It's down to her and another teacher for this art teacher job, which is what Aimee loves. And she doesn't get the job.
Right before COVID, I graduated with my master's. Nobody, as soon as COVID hit, there were no jobs for me. I didn't have experience. I still don't have experience. I don't have anything to show for anything. And nobody wants to hire somebody who has no experience. And I got I actually applied for so many positions at colleges, at companies. I have an instructional technology master's. I have an undergrad in interdisciplinary visual arts. I double majored when I was going to school originally, and I have most of my education degree. I just need 2 semesters of student teaching, and I also need I think another psychology course. I also wanted to take ASL, and I actually was trying to go back to school. I actually was I had all of my courses signed up for. I was going to be doing student teaching. That was if I had gotten the position. If I got the position, I would have been able to go the alternate route track. Didn't work out. Didn't get the position. Fine. Whatever.
And then a month later, her dad dies.
Yeah. So that happened.
That was a rough 2021.
Yeah, and then I knew that eventually that was going to happen because he's been in and out of the hospital my whole life. He just wasn't taking care of himself, and then I don't know. Towards the end, I think something was just misfiring in his brain or something. I don't know. Something was not correct.
Well, this is why I'm saying I think it was the bed bugs could have helped some sort of infection along. I mean, he didn't have. I don't know. It's just whatever. That sucked.
We ended up going to his house, and I was like, don't touch anything until I figure out what's there and what we can get rid of and what we can take back. Because I was just going to pack up all of his stuff.
Yeah, we didn't know he had bed bugs.
No way. We showed up, and I stepped into the room. Actually, we showed up to the house, and it smelled like bleach, just hard-ass bleach. And I was like, okay. That's fine. Maybe it's because he was there for a day or 2. It's probably it was disgusting. So we go in, and I'm looking around on the floor what the hell is this stuff? And I'm just don't touch anything. And so I looked it up really quick, and they were bed bugs everywhere. All
everywhere. They were dead, as far as we could tell.
And then the woman who he was living with for however long was like, oh, can you help me carry the bed outside? Excuse me, bitch. Excuse me.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
you want me to carry the bed that he died in?
I was pacing outside, calling my cousins, and I was like, I can't do this. And
there was no chance we were carrying that dead man's bed outside.
She had already she was already going through her stuff. So all this stuff that even if there was anything of value in his stuff, which I know there wasn't.
Right, yeah.
She definitely would have gotten it.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
It was gross.
But it was really weird. And so
I'm sure a lot of other people have dealt with similar situations.
I think something was misfiring in his brain towards the end.
It was so rough.
Yeah. We had so many things happen.
My supervisor died. He was a good friend of mine. That happened.
You were really close with him, so it was it was a huge hit.
Yeah, it was double hard because my friend died, but it's my friend and the guy who would be telling me what needed to be done is also now gone.
Also, he asked you to do esports.
Oh yeah, he asked me to.
And then now you're doing that.
So that's a positive that came out of it. He asked me to be the esports coach for our school because we didn't have an esports coach. None of the teachers wanted to do it, so I was like, maybe. He's like, it doesn't really pay anything, but it helps me get a person from our department in the esports program at least to make sure this $1,000 we spent on computers and stuff is going to, be taken care of. So I've been doing that for 3 years now. That was crazy. But that spawned this sort of, in a way. We wouldn't have WeWynne Media business if I didn't start doing esports, which then had me meet Chris Aviles from Garden State Esports, which I've filmed most of their in-person events and edited for them. Then he was like, yeah, you should start a business. It was like a no-brainer. That was the one good thing. Because then going back to that same 2021 year where I started doing esports, your dad died, my boss died, we start doing esports, kids are back in school, our landlord comes to us, it's the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That morning, Aimee got a flat tire.
Oh.
Because she was K-turning the car around, accidentally drove too close to the curb. But instead of just hitting the curb, she only nudged it. She didn't even hit it hard. But the piece of the curb that she hit was the metal sewer grate that was sharper than the curb, which then basically punctured the tire, and then we had to get a new tire. So we took the car to get a new tire that day. Came home, and then he shows up and says, sorry, I got to do this to you. I have to raise the rent. And we're like, we were supposed to buy the house. And he's like, I know, but times are tough, yada, yada. Yeah. I have to raise the rent. I mean, I haven't gotten a raise in a while. It's been really tough for us too. We don't have extra money to just give you. He's like, oh, I'm sorry to do this. He's like, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not going to do this to you right before the holidays. You can start paying me next year. We'll say February 1st. Okay. Now, there was no contract. There was nothing for us to sign. He just
came to us
and sort of gave us a receipt and said we're changing it to we're charging you an extra $150 from $1,800 to $1,950. All right, fine. But he's still going to sell us the house. He says, I still plan on selling it to you. We should have known then. I mean, but there was nowhere else for us to go.
Yeah,
we were looking. It's not like we weren't looking. He ends up coming to us after another couple of months goes by. He raised our rent from $1,800 to $1,950 in February 2022. Then he comes to us in August. Says, oh, I talked to your wife. We were going month to month. I just have some paperwork for you to sign to make it, sort of official or whatever. In that contract that we signed, it says that we were moving to month at the price of $1,950, and that if either one of us wanted to get out of the deal, we would just give the person 2 months notice, and that would be it.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's just, he's like, yeah, it's just normal stuff. And then a month later, he tells us he's raising the rent to $2,700. So in less than a year, we went from $1,800 to $1,950 to $2,700. That is a 50% increase in less than a year. That's illegal.
When he said that, or
in
when
New Jersey at least,
he sent us a letter. He didn't even come to talk to us.
Yeah, he didn't even come to talk to us, which is odd because he had come to talk to us
about everything, anything,
literally anything. He said what he said, and we were like, "That's outrageous."
I called the state of New Jersey, and I was like, "Help me!" I was panicked.
We said
crying.
That's unreasonable.
Yeah,
and then he was like, "Okay, well then you guys have to get out by December."
Yeah, right before Christmas.
No, it was 29th. You guys.
Oh yeah,
29th of December.
Yeah.
I want you out. I'll be by that week to make sure you're. Oh, what?
Yeah.
You said on Thanksgiving Eve 2021, I'm not that kind of guy.
I'm not a bad guy.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm not going to do that to you right before the holidays, right before Christmas. And then immediately a year later, literal year later, you're going to do that to us right before Christmas.
But wait, it gets better.
I guess technically it was after Christmas.
It gets better. He comes to the house and he's like constantly on the property. And yeah, it's his property. But he also started to like come around the property and take like pictures of things. And
yeah, it was weird and gross.
It was odd.
I mean, it's his property.
But he would just show up out of nowhere.
It's his property. He could do that.
And the kids are like,
he's not supposed to show up out of nowhere. He's supposed to give you 24 hours notice.
It started to get to the point where like anytime he would show up, like my heart would race. I started to get like sick. It was like really bad. And the kids were like, oh, he's back. In front of our kids, said to me that he was going to take me for all that I was worth. And I was like, okay. What is that? Pennies? Like,
yeah. What are you going to take from us? Nothing?
You're going to take nothing? He said he said a lot of this stuff in front of the kids.
I'm going to make you broke.
I'm going to make you broke. I'm going to take you for all that you're worth. I'm going to take you to court. All this stuff. Like, okay, please.
Because he really wanted us out. Like,
yeah, that's all he really
Christmas.
wanted us. He wanted us out of that house.
He eventually got us out because we were tired of dealing with his disgustingness. What matters is we were basically evicted. Now we're here, December 29th.
We've been here since.
Literally a year we started working on this basement. Man, I got to upload pictures and videos of that. Excuse me?
Mike, well,
me and you started it. We came down here and ripped this place apart.
I tore the floor apart. Oh yeah, it was the floor.
Yeah, the floor it was just basically
it was like
the same carpet and walls, the same wood paneling walls from the 70s. You know, it was like, untaken care of. I mean, if you look upstairs, our kitchen.
Did you say untaken care of?
Did I say that? Is that a phrase? That's correct grammar.
I think you said that.
Yeah.
It just caught me off guard.
I'm going to go with untaken care of is good. How would you phrase it?
I don't know.
Not taken care of?
I don't know, but it just caught me off guard. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. If you look upstairs, instead of taking up the floor and putting down new tile, they literally have 7 layers of tile upstairs covering over the tile. 7 layers. It's probably on top of hardwood. Why don't we just cut it up and
He said that
they probably killed somebody. And you know how like when you try to clean a floor, it doesn't really get all the...
Why wouldn't they just rip it up and throw it away?
It's easier to put new tile. It's easier to put new tile down.
Apparently.
They kept having to put new tile on top of the dead body because it just wouldn't cover up the smell until they got to the 7th one. It was like, all right, I can't smell it anymore. It's good.
It's like Princess and the
7
Pea.
layers. Princess and the dead body.
But instead of like feeling a pee, it's the smell.
Yeah, it's that lady's house in San Francisco or wherever that was. It's that series on Netflix, The Roommate. Terrible
that woman
or something like that.
That old lady with the big glasses.
Just watched that.
Yeah, she's
into that stuff. She was making people think she was older than she is.
Yeah.
So we started this podcast off talking about, this is our inaugural podcast. We went through the history of the WeWynne family and what we've been doing. Actually, just
we've been doing. We did not talk about anything that we've been doing. We're trying to just give you a backstory of where we're at.
We gave them a backstory.
We do not live in our own home right now. So we are in Mike's mother's basement.
Amy's dad dies. My boss dies. But landlord tries to raise the rent.
27.
Now it's 22.
At the high school.
It's July. It's about to be a year that Amy's dad has been passed. And Amy falls off a ladder. Lands on her wrists and her knees.
My wrists and my hands. Both my knees.
Gets
on the sides of the ladder.
Goes to the doctor, gets checked out.
I've been given the runaround for what are we at?
So finally, after months, after going through the eviction,
and going through PT,
and doctor's appointments,
PT is 3 days a week.
She gets the carpal tunnel surgery to fix her wrist. In May of 23. So that's almost a year.
Yeah, this past May I got
but she
hand
also
surgery
had
on my
the
right
knee
hand
problem that she had been dealing with for a year.
And it took them forever to figure that out.
And then they're like, okay, well, you need ACL surgery really badly, like really, really badly. And in August of 23, this year, she gets the ACL surgery right before the kids go back to school.
Yeah, like literal days.
I take the week to help her heal, which that's also my first busy, super ultra busy week of work. And they're down a man. But it's, it is what it is. And Amy's been going to PT still.
3 days a week.
Here's a plus to, falling off of ladder. Aimee has lost
what?
A significant amount of weight.
Oh, yeah.
From her heaviest until now.
Yeah, like a lot.
It's huge.
I know it's huge.
It was huge. Hey! It's a big deal. Yeah. And it's commendable.
About 2 months ago at this point, right?
Yes.
I found out that I needed ACL surgery for my right knee now because it took them about a year and some months to let me actually get an MRI on my right knee. So they did an x-ray, did an MRI, and then my PT, or not my PT, my orthopedic doctor was like, well, I wanted to cry for you when I read the report. And so he said I have bilateral ACL tears, and that means like both knees. And he wants me to be fully better, as close to 100% before I have surgery. So I'm 4 months out of my surgery now, and then I have, he said he wants to see about 2 months to see how I am doing then. But he said I'm doing extraordinary. He used that word, extraordinary. I think he thought I wasn't going to do well at all. Getting better. But he's like, you really, I can tell that you really want to get better. I was like, duh. I gotta keep up with my kids and actually do stuff and skateboard again. And I want to be able to run and
hike.
I want to be able to hike
mountains
without being in a ton of pain or feeling like my knee is going to buckle and then break underneath of me, because that's literally how my knees feel. So that's been a lot, but I'm at PT 3 days a week. And now that I'm doing prehab on my right knee and rehab on my left knee, I am there. I average about 2 hours a day. Yeah, it's crazy. When I go. But then that also gives me time because I'm working out the whole time I'm there. I have been working out a lot and losing more weight and basically toning and everything, but
yeah, so what did you say? You were going to say, oh, you guys want to know how much I've lost? Oh, well, guess what? It's not that much. Just maybe 100 pounds, not a big deal.
Yes, so yes, it's been 100 pounds.
And now here we are. Have we made it officially? It's December 29th. It's 11:53.
Ooh,
I've been trying to start this podcast for a while.
A long time, yeah.
Well, Margot was in her freshman year, her inaugural
Stop
year
with that word.
Of high school.
I'm gonna smack you.
She did SpongeBob. And you know what? For a freshman musical, your first high school musical, and you're doing something that fun, it was so fun. It was so fun.
It was so fun. It was.
The songs just stuck in my head.
All the time. I know. They did a really good job.
They did an amazing job. For as much crap as they got for seeming like they weren't doing a great job, they ended up killing it.
Most of them.
Pretty much all of them killed it.
Pretty much all of them. So good. They did so good.
And while we were working full time, going to PT, going to all of our after school activities, esports matches, all the kids having multiple activities. We also were working on
a second
musical on the weekends.
Yeah.
That the guys who were doing the music and directing
for SpongeBob.
The SpongeBob musical were also doing the musical on the weekends with us.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the most ridiculous fall of my entire life, probably.
Definitely.
I've never worked so hard for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And
we lost a lot
I've
of
had
sleep.
multiple jobs, like 2 jobs at a time,
mm-hmm.
where I was working during the day and working nights or working overtime and working weekends. Nothing has felt as exhausting and time consuming as all of the things we did this fall.
It was a lot.
Maybe it's because I'm in my 40s now that it hits harder. Being a parent, trying to
but also being a
because
parent
when you're
of
working
a kid
2
in high
jobs
school,
in your 20s and you don't have kids, it's way different than when you're working a job and working
mm-hmm.
on 2 different musicals. Because I was working on the musicals as well with the kids, helping, showing up. Aimee was also working on it. Once it got to the time for the musicals to happen, Aimee was there busting her butt, doing all the hair, making sure everybody's costumes were in check, and
fixing so many things.
Fixing all of the tears, rips,
the company that they went, it sucks because the kids they worked so hard, and then they get the clothes that they had rented from this company, and they were torn, and they're things were just falling off, feathers are falling. I sewed the holes in SpongeBob's pants. Why do SpongeBob's pants have holes in them? There's right on the front.
It's because he kicks so damn high.
Right. Oh, Addie saw that. She was like, oh my God, I think he has holes in his pants now. I'm like, God. So I had so many holes. The pants were just this wool fabric too, and it was heavy. It just, all of it just was, it was a lot. I felt so bad, and then I helped with that.
But you know what?
They crushed
it. And then again,
yeah,
our Christmas
musical. They had 4
shows,
and then you guys had 4 shows.
Weekends. Technically, we had 5.
Oh yeah. So you basically had 5. So then you had, they did a soft opening. And that was really cool. So they were able to kind of work out some bugs. Okay, so I see here.
Oh my God! Listen,
it's okay.
Miserably.
He didn't bomb miserably. He's exaggerating.
I have a scene where
he said,
a song.
"Oh, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have said that."
Sure, I shouldn't have, but I was singing my song. With my fake daughters and my one real daughter who was playing a part. Addie was in it.
Yes.
And I was singing and completely just blanked on the lyrics because I had done something I had not done the entire time we were doing it. At one point, I'm supposed to hug the one daughter. Or sorry, I wasn't supposed to hug her. I was supposed to look at her. But I say something to her, and then her line was, maybe what Miss Anderson needs is a good strong hug, and I hugged her, which I had never done. The entire time we were practicing it, I never hugged her. And I go and hug her, and then I'm like,
wait, what?
I have words here that I say to a melody. I don't know what they are. It was the worst. I'm sure there are people who do this for a living that would tell you that, oh yeah, don't worry, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, but it
happened to me and it sucked.
But then you got some really good feedback from people who are like, it's hard to get up there.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. And it was your first time, and it was basically your practice run.
It was exciting. And then I crushed it the next 4 nights. Everybody crushed it. The worst part, really sad part, the lead who plays the it was basically
Scrooge,
like the Scrooge character, but it's a woman. She crushed it all fall practices. She was great. Her voice, her singing.
Everything was good.
The night we did the soft open, she was great. Then the 4 nights that we had the actual show, her voice was gone. She was
lost
sick.
Her
she
voice.
got sick.
Yeah, it was so.
It was
felt
so unfortunate,
bad.
but she still did a great job.
But wait a minute. But people were like, we thought that's how she was supposed to sound. Like she was supposed to sound like.
Maybe it helped
kind
the
of
character.
brooding.
Yeah. But now, yes, after all of that, then we had Christmas, and it was wonderful. Thank you, Aimee, for all that you did to make it amazing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And now here we are, post-Christmas. Everything's coming down.
I started taking all the stuff down.
Everybody's
tonight.
crying.
It makes me sad because every year it just goes by quicker and quicker. And this year I feel like it went by the fastest. Our spring is going to...
It'll be Addie's
but wait a minute. Our
inaugural high school.
This spring, Adelaide tried out for the Seussical for her school's play. She didn't want Gertrude, I think.
So who'd she get?
She is Cat in the Hat.
Hey!
Addie got the lead, the guy who makes it all happen.
Stop it. That is so funny. The guy who
Big
makes
guy.
Willy Wonka. She got the Chalamet role?
I was talking about Santa.
Oh.
The guy who makes it all happen.
Okay, right. My bad.
Where are we at? We're living in your mother's household.
Living in a basement.
Yeah.
As you can see, a basement that we rebuilt with our bare hands by ourselves.
Stop it right now. So we started tearing this place up, and then Mike's brother came in with his one of his really good friends.
He actually bought me this on-air sign, which I don't know how well you can see it. He bought me that sign. On
Dill
air.
pickles.
And you know what?
Dilly.
Although we are not live, we are recording.
On air.
Technically, we're on air.
We are.
And this is exciting. I don't know what else you want to cram into this inaugural episode.
I can tell you what you can cram. Nobody's going to get it. They're going to skip through and they'll be like, why the fuck are they laughing?
We're going to get into the next episodes. And people are like, wait a minute. So what does that mean? What is... Listen, if you hear us go, come back to this episode where we may have explained it.
The episode's going to be called...
I'm not sure if I cut it out or not. TSST, TSST.
Oh. Terrible.
Thank you for stopping by. Look,
just
it's
like
been
a quick history because
been
like it's
4 years of our life that we sort of just summed up for you.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people will listen to.
Well, wait. We're not done yet. Wait. I want to say
much
this real quick.
Sad.
The reason we started this, like, also is because, like, yeah, a lot of sad, a lot of.
It's okay. People will look. If people do look back on this, maybe it's us, and we'll go listen to us. We were adorable in our 40s and 30s.
Because I'm not in my 40s. we were adorable between 35 and 42.
Oh my God, you're giving yourself too much credit.
Excuse me?
Aren't you 37 now?
This is grounds for divorce.
Wait a minute.
Giving yourself too much credit? That's fucking rude.
How old are you?
I'm 37. Yes, but like when you're checking stuff off,
That was
like
loud.
stop. But when you're checking stuff off
yes.
online, it's
So
like
what you're
35
saying
and 40 or 35 and 42.
You're yes. Okay. So what you're saying is the demographic you fall in is your age. I'm whatever the lowest
That
number.
was very rude of you to call me out.
My demographic is like 40 to 80, right? Because I'm almost dead at this point. That's what they're trying to tell me about demographics.
No, they're like it's between 40 and 80. And it's...
Hold on.
I can't get it out.
Well, you know what? You know what age group you're not in? You're not in the 25 to 34 anymore. Generation X was talked about. Not D Generation X was talked about in the 80s. About 80s people. Not anyone born in 65. 65?
People born in 65 are going to be 50.
This says 65 to 79. I feel like Gen X ended in like 85.
My mom was.
Or even, I would even say
our
90s.
Parents were born in 64.
90.
So they're on that cusp, right?
I would go 89.
I'm 86.
It's so weird because when I think of millennial, I don't think of
us.
anything in the 80s at all. Mm-mm. I mean, I was born in 82. Like, my favorite band was Guns N' Roses. You're going to tell me I'm a millennial? I'm not over here listening to Kids Bop and, like, Hanson. She's a millennial, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
She outed herself.
Listen. Can we talk real quick? Can we talk about Hanson real quick? Bop was a bop. And guess what? Brooke Shafto, if you are listening, what up, bitch? we used to listen to
millennial
Hanson
music
dance,
groups.
Yeah.
The Millennial Club, NSYNC, Destiny's Child, Backstreet Boys, the Postal Service.
That's one of, oh my goodness.
I think it's widely accepted that Nirvana is the flagship band of Generation X. See? Nirvana didn't get big until 91 when Nevermind came out. Mm-hmm. Generation X? How are they not considered a millennial band? If I'm about to fight somebody. Whoever created the age groups for generations.
We should create
specifically
our own.
Generation
Let's create
X.
our own. It's almost like North Jersey and South Jersey. There's no Central Jersey.
You said you grew up with Hanson and you loved it. So that's why I'm saying
listen what I have to say. So it was like 3rd and 4th grade. I was like, shit. These girls look real cute.
Wait.
That drummer had real pretty hair.
Didn't we have a joke about that?
I don't know. No, I really liked them when I was like that age. And then I immediately.
You were like, look at that girl on drums. I could totally. If she can do it, I can do it.
I swear to God. How did you know? I'm pretty sure I started taking drum lessons around that time. I was like, shit, I want to learn drums.
I want to be just like that girl when I grow up. We're going to sign off. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. Aimee win, Mike win, we win.
We win.
We discuss.
We discuss.
We did discuss. We discussed.
I'm disgusted.
You disgust me.
I'm saving it. Count it. Bye.
Bye.